White flag is raised. They're off in the Leinster Reinforcements and Brazil Piling winners bumper over 2 miles and straight into the lead, Johnny Cigar, followed by Mackinac on the inside of the Mediator, followed the end of the first furlong by Let's Go Joe. On the outside is Hunter's Yarn. And upside Hunter's Yarn is Eco Pete. After them is Home St. George as they race on up inside the furlong marker. The leader is Johnny Cigar by 2.5 lengths to Mackinac. A couple of lengths off them in third place, the Mediator, and then Home St. George, the white cab, alongside Hunter's Yarn. And then Let's Go Joe and Eco Pete, and on the inside, Give Me a Boom. Chautauqua's on the outside of Maleficent as they turn away from the stands, held up out the back in these early stages. I Am Fortunata. At the rear of the field, Lady Goliath. Inside their final mile and 5. In front is Johnny Cigar, John Gleeson, followed by Mackinac and Johnny Barry. The Mediator and Jamie Codd third on the outside, and then Home St. George and Ben Crawford, Hunter's Yarn and Patrick Mullins. As they race up to the highest point of the course, little changes up front. It's Johnny Cigar with the lead from Mackinac. The Mediator, tracked by Home St. George and Hunter's Yarn. A couple of lengths back to Let's Go Joe and Eco Pete and Chautauqua. On the inside, Give Me a Boom with the final 3, Maleficent, Lady Goliath and I Am Fortunata. 1 mile and 2 to go, making the descent from Ballyhack. Johnny Cigar, who jumped off in front, upholds a lead of 2 lengths with 9 furlongs to go from Mackinac, the Mediator. Home St. George, who's yet to settle, and they're followed by Hunter's Yarn, tracked by Let's Go Joe as they head for the halfway stage in the closing race of the Easter Festival here at Fairy House, the Leinster Reinforcements and Brazil Piling winners bumper. Johnny Cigar with Home St. George going off in pursuit. On the inside, losing a spot is Mackinac, then the Mediator. Let's Go Joe and Hunter's Yarn and Eco Pete and Give Me a Boom and Chautauqua. I Am Fortunata, Maleficent and Lady Goliath. Well tightened up, 6.5 furlongs to go. Johnny Cigar, yet to be headed off. The second is Home St. George. On the inside and the cheek pieces is Mackinac, tracked by the Mediator and Hunter's Yarn. After them is Eco Pete and Chautauqua. Less than 6 to run, working back for the approach to the straight. Johnny Cigar, attempting to make every yard of the running, followed by Home St. George, the Mediator, Mackinac next with Hunter's Yarn on the outside, who's tracked by Chautauqua. And then Let's Go Joe and Eco Pete and Give Me a Boom and I'm Fortunata, heading to the concluding half mile as they approach the straight. On the inside, Johnny Cigar with a slim advantage over Home St. George, and then Mackinac improving his Let's Go Joe, and then the Mediator and Give Me a Boom, and Hunter's Yarn has been shuffled back a position or 2. Then Eco Pete and I Am Fortunata, Maleficent, Lady Goliath, racing on towards the final couple of furlongs. Johnny Cigar on the rail from the Mediator in the middle of the track. Then Mackinac, Let's Go Joe with a run in between horses. After them is Hunter's Yarn with Home St. George, and in the middle of the track is I'm Fortunata. As they race to the final furlong, new leader, the Mediator picks it up from Johnny Cigar. Trying to challenge is Hunter's Yarn with I Am Fortunata on the outside of Maleficent, who stays on against the rail. It's the Mediator and Hunter's Yarn, Patrick Mullins and Jamie Codd in a bumper battle once more, and it's Hunter's Yarn racing on close to the line, fast finishing Maleficent on the inside of the Mediator, followed in by I'm Fortunata and the long-time leader Johnny Cigar.